Hi everyone, we're here reading the episode of the Sirens in Homer's The Odyssey. We are just coming off the episode Land of the Dead, where we heard the prophecy from the blind prophet Tiresias. And Odysseus, remember Odysseus is in the Land of the Dead, which was kind of way out there on that map that we looked at. So we're going to read this little italicized part first, and then we will head into the episode. Here we go. Odysseus returns to Circe's island. The goddess reveals his course to him and gives advice on how to avoid the dangers he will face. Now, he knows the dangers he's going to face. He heard some of them in the prophecy, but Circe also has some advice for him. So the first danger, the sirens who lure sailors to their destruction. The wandering rocks, which are sea rocks that destroy even birds in flight. We've got the perils of the sea monster Scylla and nearby the whirlpool Charybdis, and the cattle of the sun god, which Tiresias has warned Odysseus not to harm. Most of that is review. We heard that in the prophecy. However, Circe's got something to say about it. As Circe spoke, Dawn mounted her golden throne, and on the first rays Circe left me, taking her way like a great goddess up the island. I made straight for the ship, roused up the men to get aboard and cast off at the stern. They scrambled to their places by the rowlocks, and all in line dipped oars into the gray sea. But soon an offshore breeze blew to our liking, a canvas-bellying breeze, a lusty shipmate sent by the singing nymph with sun-bright hair. So we made fast the braces, and we rested, letting the wind and steersman work the ship. The crew, being now silent before me, I addressed them, sore at heart. Dear friends, more than one man or two should know these things Circe foresaw for us and shared with me. So let me tell her forecast. Then we die with our eyes open if we are going to die, or know what death we baffle if we can. So basically, he's pointing out that he knows the prophecy, but they don't, so he's sharing it with them, saying more than one of us should probably know what's going to happen. He says, then we die with our eyes open. So he's just kind of giving them this ability to be aware of dangers that may be popping up on their journey. Sirens weaving a haunting song over the sea we are to shun, she said, and their green shore all sweet with clover. Yet she urged that I alone should listen to their song. Therefore, you are to tie me up, tight as a splint, erect along the mast, lashed to the mast, and if I shout and beg to be untied, take more turns of the rope to muffle me. So I want you to picture this. Picture the captain of the ship, Odysseus, the leader of this crew, saying, please tie me to the mast in the middle of the ship, tie my hands and my feet, bind me up, and if I shout and beg you to untie me as your leader, I am telling you, do not untie me. Actually tie me tighter and put the rope in my mouth. Some unorthodox leadership. We'll see how it works out. I rather dwelt on this part of the forecast while our good ship made time, bound outward down the wind for the strange island of Sirens. Then all at once the wind fell and a calm came over all the sea, as though some power lulled the swell. The crew were on their feet briskly to furl the sail and stow it. Then, each in place, they poised the smooth oar blades and sent the white foam scudding by. I carved a massive cake of beeswax into bits and rolled them in my hands until they softened. No long task, for a burning heat came down from Helios, lord of high noon. Going forward, I carried wax along the line and laid it thick on their ears. They tied me up, then plumb amidships, back to the mast, lashed to the mast, and took themselves again to rowing. Soon, as we came smartly within hailing distance, the two sirens, noting our fast ship off their point, made ready, and they sang. So he knows they have to avoid hearing the siren song. So what does he do? He plugs their ears with beeswax so they don't hear it. His ears are not plugged. He's tied to the mast. He's going to listen to it, but they will not. So here's their song. This way, O turn your bows, Achaea's glory, as all the world allows. More, and be merry. Sweet coupled airs we sing, no lonely seafarer holds clear of entering our green mirror. Pleased by each purling note like honey twining from her throat and my throat, who lies a-pining? Sea rovers here take joy, voyaging onward, as from our song of Troy, graybeard and rower boy goeth more learned. All feats on that great field, in the long warfare, dark days the bright gods willed, wounds you bore there. Argus's old soldiery on Troy beach teeming, charmed out of time we see. No life on earth can be hid from our dreaming. So we don't need to analyze every word of the song. Just know that some pretty women are singing this song, trying to lure these sailors over to their island to eventually destroy them. Basically just saying, come to us, we sing this sweet song. Who could be blue, depressed, sad, listening to us? We know everything that's happened. The lovely voices in ardor appealing over the water made me crave to listen, and I tried to say, untie me, to the crew, jerking my brows. But they bent steady to the oars. Then Perimedes got to his feet, he and Eurylochus, and passed more line about to hold me still. So all rowed on until the Sirens dropped under the sea rim, and their singing dwindled away. My faithful company rested on their oars, now peeling off the wax that I had laid thick on their ears, then set me free. So look, they followed Odysseus's orders and they survived the Sirens. So this is one episode that actually has a fairly happy ending compared to some of the other episodes that we've read. So next up is Scylla and Charybdis, but that's another video, so stay tuned.